and the new French film about man's need to express his rage, Mon Oncle d'Amérique. But first, Roger begins with the new Jerry Lewis comedy, Hardly Working.
Well, our first movie is one of the most surprising successes of the year so far. Surprising because it's also one of the worst movies of the year so far. Hardly Working is Jerry Lewis's movie comeback after more than a decade away from the big screen, and I was appalled by this entire film. It's so bad, so slow-paced, idiotically written. It's so badly timed that even the usually old, reliable slapstick routines don't work. Jerry plays an out-of-work circus clown. In this scene, his sister gets on the phone and tries to help him find a new job. Now, notice the two gags in this sequence. The first one is idiotic, and the second one is a racist stereotype.
Very nice, Mr. Rudnick. What time? Fine, I'll have him there promptly at 7 tonight. Oh, yes, he's a great bartender. Mushy. Claire Trent. Oh, fine, thank you, yes. Oh, by the way, did you know that my brother was staying with us?
Holy steak, good beans, sprouts, rub 'em. Oh, delicious. Bean sprout with steak. Bean sprout is the best. I love it. Every time I eat steak, I have bean sprout. I rub it. It's... Get it, baby. They are just perfect. Whole right, medium rare. See that steak? Delicious. You have that.
I thought that kind of stereotyping of Japanese went out after World War II. Later on in this film, Jerry gets a job as a gas station attendant, and I'd like you to look at this scene fairly carefully. When Jerry gets knocked over by the car hood popping up, notice that in the very next shot, the hood is back down again. Great editing.
Could you raise the hood, please?
Are you all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
Would you check the water, please?
Yes, ma'am. Hot! Oh, hot! Oh, hot!
Your gas is overflowing.
Yeah, right, okay. Hold it, please. I'm really very sorry. I know excuses don't mean a heck of a lot, but this is my first day on the job.
Where are you working tomorrow?
I don't know, I guess it's supposed to be funny to see Jerry making a fool of himself, but frankly, I thought it was just pathetic. This movie doesn't have fun with the character. It makes fun of the character. You'd have to be cruel to laugh at that guy. The movie advertises Jerry as the original jerk, maybe to cash in on Steve Martin's big hit of a year ago. But the trouble is, this movie treats its audience as the original jerks. Hardly Working is a mess, a compilation of scenes that don't build or relate to any other scenes, of characters that make absolutely no sense, of Jerry Lewis trying to be poignant and heroic in one scene, then he's romantic in the next scene, then he's a completely submoronic idiot the scene after that. There's no consistency. Hardly Working is hardly bearable.
I agree with you, and I liked your last point, which is that he's sometimes romantic, trying to come on and with that woman in the car in the gas station scene. Other times he's a little baby imbecile. What I thought it was originally, he needs a partner. He needs Dean Martin. He needs Dean Martin to play the romantic character.
Right.
Those old films were quite good and quite entertaining. Lewis doesn't have a foil in this film. As a result, that plus the comedy, which is retarded, hasn't grown since the old days. I think it's just an embarrassing kind of film. That shot of him up on the pole there, coughing, but you use the word pathetic, you're right.
Yeah, and the timing is all off, too. Another thing that's funny about this film is all the commercial plugs in it. We think we're watching television. You get the Goodyear tires, Quaker State Oil. There are about 7 scenes in the movie featuring 7-Up and all these other commercial products, and they're right in the foreground. Big advertising signs.
I hate when I see that.
Subliminally, we're supposed to go out and buy oil,
Well, that's how they get the free locations or maybe get some payment.
Who knows?
It's a shame. I went to see our next movie, The Howling. No